back at it.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Infinite Repeat. I'm your host Nate, and it's been a minute since I talked about the 2017 Power Ranger movie. 4 months to be exact. And I still have some things that I wanted to say. In my first video I talked about the characters and the actors a little. You don't have to watch that video if you don't want to. It's not very good. Just know I won't be going over that in this video. Instead, I wanted to talk about the action, the music, the look and feel of it, and what contributed to the movie failing. First off, boy, did this movie come out at the wrong time. This movie came out at the height of the Marvel Phase 3. We just had Doctor Strange and Civil War, and later this year we'll be getting Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I mean, look at these movies. And look at this movie. Yeah, no wonder no one saw this movie. I mean, despite being a Power Ranger movie, this movie isn't exactly super fun. Or fun to look at for that matter. This movie is very dreary, dark, and blue. This might have been because of the location where the movie was filmed. I don't know, I've never been to Vancouver.
This scene actually we shot over 2 days because we got rained out, I think. So
we haven't even said that we're in Vancouver, have we?
We're in Vancouver. It rains all the time there, especially when we were shooting. And in fact, that sky is a sky replacement.
Or this just might have been the style of the director, Dean Israite, who directed Project Almanac before this. The only time this movie is bright is at the very end of the movie when they finally are Power Rangers. That might have been on purpose.
Wait, can I ask a question? Are we really superheroes? Like, are we more like Iron Man or Spider-Man?
I'll give this movie some credit though. It's not all CGI. But my biggest surprise is that they actually did make the command center and the suits for this movie, which is very cool. And I definitely assumed the suits were CGI when I first saw this movie. So imagine my surprise when I looked at the behind the scenes and I was like, nope, they're real. And the suits are fine, I guess. I think I have the same problem with these as I do with most modern day remakes, and then there's just so much going on. Less is more. It always seems like big budget movies like this think that their movies won't be taken seriously unless they're not realistic. These suits are iconic for a reason.
One of the key concepts for the suits was that they feel like they're actually growing and that they're organic. They're not like a suit that you put on.
I mean, I like some things about the design. The energy flowing through them is cool, and I think they're supposed to look very alien-like, which is a big theme for a lot of the designs in this movie. They just don't scream Power Rangers to me. And of course, the helmets flip open to reveal the actors' faces, cause, you know, Iron Man. I wish I liked these suits more, especially considering how long it takes for us to even get to the damn suits. That reminds me of another thing that we don't get a lot of in this movie. Fights.
Guys, it's a hologram. Like a video game. Look.
Strong ass hologram.
My biggest disappointment for this movie is easily the action, or the lack thereof. Not just for a Power Ranger movie, but for a superhero movie. This is a 2-hour long movie, and you have to wait an hour and 20 minutes before the first action scene. And it's over in like 20 seconds. That's not a joke, by the way. The Rangers fight Rita, and it's over. And we don't get another action scene until the Rangers suit up. And once again, it's only a minute-long action scene. Like, I get they wanted to focus more on characters in this movie, but this is Power Rangers. Action is almost guaranteed anytime you watch an episode of this show. They were really banking on the giant robot fight at the end. As much as I love seeing a giant robot give a German suplex, I've seen Pacific Rim. And this is not nearly as impressive as that. It's just weird too, because we get a whole training montage for the Rangers in this. And also, the actors themselves had to train in the behind the scenes. So why were there not more fights in this movie? I do not understand. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about the soundtrack for the movie. The music of the movie is composed by Brian Tyler, who has worked on a lot of Hollywood movies, including a few Marvel movies. In the soundtrack for this, he mixes a lot of orchestral sounds with contemporary instruments. And I'm just repeating what the director said.
Orchestral sounds, marries it with a more contemporary instrumentation.
Quite frankly, I don't know a lot about music, but I feel like orchestral sounds doesn't really fit Power Rangers. When I think of Power Rangers, well, I think of rock.
And so you fell into the danger, and you're all alone tonight. And all I say is all I ever have to say.
There's a track in this movie that's literally titled Power Rangers Theme, and it just sounds bored. Like, I get what he was going for. It definitely sounds like other superhero movies themes, but it doesn't really sound like Power Rangers. I mean, I do like the track that plays when the Rangers morph, titled It's Morphin Time. It's good, even though it does remind me a little bit of Tron Legacy. What bugs me even more is that they do play the Power Ranger theme song from the movie for about 15 seconds. You couldn't even give me the whole theme song first before you start playing Kanye of all things?
Surprise!
Don't get me wrong, I love Kanye, but why? I mean, the original movie did this, but they still have some pretty decent music in the movie, including the original theme song. It really reminds me of the Mortal Kombat movie that came out last year, where they played the theme for like 2 seconds.
Get over here!
Almost seems like they're embarrassed. If they embraced more of the fun aspects of the show, I think this movie would have done a lot better. There have been rumors that there might be another Power Ranger movie in the make, especially now that Power Rangers is on Netflix. And we all know that Netflix loves throwing their money at random things. But honestly, I have no idea what a Power Ranger movie in this day and age would even look like. I mean, it wouldn't be a sequel. I mean, even though I wouldn't mind seeing any of these actors return. But at this point, it's been almost 5 years, and you can't have these guys play as kids anymore, I feel like. And also, I don't know how profitable a Power Ranger movie would be. But maybe on Netflix, it could do better if they advertised it well. But at the same time, I feel like the only people who watch would be nerds like me who love this shit. I don't know. Would you guys want a Power Ranger movie? How would you make one? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Once again, this is Infinite Repeat. I've been Nate. Stay up.